That's who you are becoming. Let's talk logic for a second. Consistency creates momentum. Momentum creates belief. Belief creates confidence. Confidence creates action. Action creates results. And results create transformation. It's not magic. It's not luck. It's math. It's physics. Newton's first law, an object in motion stays in motion. But what gets it in motion? Your decision to act, daily, repeatedly, religiously. This is your formula for greatness. Don't wait for motivation. Build momentum through consistency, and motivation will beg to follow you. You don't need hype. You need habits, and habits are born in the fire of repetition. Some days it will feel like nothing is working. You'll be doing the work, putting in the hours, and it'll feel like you're stuck. But listen to me. Progress is invisible until it's undeniable. That's the trap. People quit because they can't see the growth. But growth is like a seed. You water it daily, and then suddenly it breaks through the surface. It's never nothing is happening. Something is always happening inside you. Something is building, hardening, evolving. Don't stop because your eyes can't see it. Your soul knows the truth. Keep going anyway. Here's what the winners know. Consistency isn't just a tactic. It's an identity. It's not what you do. It's who you are. You become consistent by being consistent. That sounds simple, but it's profound. Every single day you force yourself to keep going, you become more of who you were always meant to be. Champions aren't born, they're built in the dark, in the lonely hours. When the rest of the world is sleeping and you're still working, that's where transformation happens. Not in flashes of inspiration, but in relentless repetition. That's how you break the old you, that's how you rise. You want people to respect you? Be consistent. You want your body to change? Be consistent. You want success to chase you? Then chase excellence with the same energy, daily. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to get it all right. You just need to keep going, keep moving, keep fighting. There's power in small steps repeated with ruthless discipline. The compound effect is real. That's what you're building right now. So don't stop. Don't make excuses. Don't wait for a sign. This is your sign. Force yourself to be consistent no matter what. Stop looking at successful people like they're different from you. They aren't gods. They aren't aliens. They just did the same boring, difficult, lonely thing over and over and over again until it turned into results. That's it. The real difference between them and the average person. They didn't stop when it got hard. They didn't need fireworks or applause. They needed a reason. And if your reason isn't strong enough, you'll fold. So build a reason that makes quitting feel like death. That's what consistency requires. When the mind says, I don't want to, the soul must scream back, I don't care. Do it anyway. It's not about how you feel. It's about what you want long term. You feel tired? So what? You feel uninspired. Good, go anyway. You're not a slave to emotions. You are a machine in motion. You weren't built to just survive. You were made to dominate your reality. But domination doesn't come from random bursts of effort. It comes from a daily grind that most people can't stomach. If you can force yourself to stay in motion long enough, everything changes. Not just your results, but your identity, your wiring, your spirit. This is war, and your habits are the soldiers. Train them like your life depends on it, because it does. Everyone is chasing something. Pleasure, money, comfort, but only a few chase purpose. And purpose requires consistency. It requires doing the things no one sees, for results no one believes in, until they manifest. Your future self is begging you. Please stay disciplined. Please don't break the chain. Please trust the process even when the process feels slow. That version of you, the strong one, the powerful one, the respected one, it's waiting on the other side of your resistance. So knock the door down. Show up like your name is on the line. Show up like your destiny is watching. Because it is. Let's get scientific again. Dopamine, the pleasure chemical, gets hijacked by instant gratification. That's why scrolling, gaming, binge watching, they feel so easy. They give you cheap rewards. But consistency, it gives you earned dopamine. The kind that rewires your brain for confidence, for pride, for strength. Every time you resist distraction and do what needs to be done, you build a mind that trusts itself. And that's priceless. That's how you become unshakable. You don't need more comfort. You need more control. And consistency is the muscle that lifts your life out of mediocrity. Ask yourself this. What would your life look like if you stopped negotiating with yourself? If every day you just did the thing, no matter what mood you were in. Imagine how powerful you'd be if there was no debate between you and action. If the alarm rang and you moved, if the task appeared and you tackled it. That's the zone where monsters are made. And most people never get there because they allow emotion to dictate execution. But you You're choosing discipline over drama, consistency over chaos, because the life you want isn't built in one day. It's built daily. Ever seen someone hit the gym for a week and quit because they didn't see results? That's most people. That's the microwave mindset. But you're building a crockpot life. Slow, steady, powerful, one day at a time. And yes, it will be boring. It will test your patience. But that's where the magic is. That's where true transformation brews, silently, slowly, until one day you wake up and realize you're not the same anymore. Your body moves differently. Your mind thinks sharper. Your energy feels unshakable. And all of it came from consistency that nobody saw, but you never forgot. Think about it. How do buildings rise? One brick at a time. Not by throwing all the bricks in a pile and hoping it becomes a mansion. No, brick by brick. And your life is no different. Every action you repeat, whether lazy or disciplined, is a brick in your future. So what kind of house are you building? One of regret or one of reward? You are the architect. And consistency is your hammer. Use it every single day until the structure becomes unbreakable. Your future doesn't need more plans. It needs more action. It needs more proof. So give it that and watch what rises from your grind. Consistency also kills doubt. That's right. Most of your fear and self-loathing comes from inconsistency. When you break promises to yourself, your confidence dies a little. But when you force yourself to show up, even when scared, even when unsure, you take back that power. You remind yourself, I can trust me. And when you can trust yourself, you become dangerous. Because nothing outside of you can stop a person who won't stop themselves. That's who you're becoming. Someone even doubt is afraid of. Someone even fear respects. Because your steps, they don't stop. And your drive, it doesn't fade. Listen closely. Your breakthrough is not one giant leap away. It's one habit away. One decision, one repetition, and then another and another. It's the boring work that builds explosive growth. People think success is sexy. It's not. It's ugly. It's silent. It's lonely. And that's why most people never taste it. But you're here for it. You're ready to go through the ugly to earn the glory. Because you know what's on the other side isn't just success. It's self-respect. It's pride. It's power. And no one can take that from you once you earn it through daily discipline. This is your mission. Own it. You want the truth? You don't need a new plan. You don't need a new goal. You need to follow through on what you already know you should be doing. That's the real problem. Everyone's looking for the next big thing, while ignoring the boring thing that works. And that's the trap, thinking you need new when you really need consistent. Force yourself to execute, to rise, to finish. Don't let another day pass where you betray your future by being inconsistent with your present. The clock is ticking, time is screaming, the moment is now. Be relentless, be ruthless, be consistent. No matter what, you know what's why. We celebrate discipline in athletes, artists, soldiers. But when it comes to our own lives, we make excuses. Why? Why are you willing to admire others for being consistent, but give yourself permission to be average? You have the same 24 hours, the same sunrise, the same chances to rise or stay stuck. So what's stopping you? That voice in your head? Silence it. That fear in your chest? Crush it. The truth is, you're not out of time. You're just out of patience. But patience comes from belief, and belief is born from doing what needs to be done over and over again, especially when it's hard. Let me remind you, you don't need permission to go all in. You don't need the world to cheer you on before you start. You start now. You stay consistent. And one day, the same people who ignored you will ask how you did it. You show them with your results. You show them with your transformation. That's the revenge of the consistent. The silent killers who didn't complain, didn't broadcast, just executed. They buried the old version of themselves in sweat, tears, and repetition. You can be that person. It's not about the noise. It's about the work. Do it quietly, relentlessly, every single day. Psychologically, you've been conditioned to crave fast feedback. Social media trained your brain to think, post, like, reward. But real life doesn't work like that. You grind in silence, you build in isolation. You fail, adapt, and go again without the dopamine hits. And that's hard, I know. But that's where real growth lives. When you detach from needing external validation and lean into your internal standards, that's power. That's how consistency becomes automatic. You do it because it's who you are, not because someone is watching, but because you're watching. And that should be enough. Here's what most people get wrong. They think motivation comes before action. No! Action breeds motivation. You want to feel better? Move. You want clarity? Act. You want to be proud of yourself? Show up when it's hard. Every single time you move when you don't feel like it, you send a message to your brain. I'm in charge, and over time, your brain stops resisting. It stops whining. It starts following your lead. That's how you become unstoppable. Not through hype, not through waiting, but through consistent movement, even on the darkest, coldest, most silent days. Especially those days. Do you know the most dangerous person in any room? It's not the loudest, it's not the strongest. It's the one who refuses to quit. The one who keeps showing up after losses, after heartbreak, after doubt. That person, they are terrifying because they cannot be broken. Life throws punches, but consistency builds armor. You get stronger every time you don't give in. Every time you choose discipline over defeat. So stop underestimating the power of persistence. It's not just about habits. It's about becoming someone life can't stop. That's who you are becoming, if you stay in the game long enough. Let's talk about fear, because it's real, right? Fear of failing, fear of being judged, fear of wasting time. But do you know what's scarier than all that? Looking back in 10 years and realizing you never gave yourself a real chance. You played small, you flaked out, you ran from the grind. That version of regret will eat you alive. So if you're scared, good. That means you're on the edge of something powerful. Now lean in, use that fear as fuel, turn it into fire, and let that fire drive you toward consistency, toward transformation, toward the life you're capable of but haven't met yet. Let's be honest, consistency is lonely. Most won't understand why you're up early, why you skip parties, why you grind in silence. That's okay, because success is not a group project. It's a solo mission. You don't need them to get it. You need to get it. And when you do, the loneliness fades and gets replaced with peace, confidence, purpose, when you realize you're not missing out. Because while they chase comfort, you chase mastery. While they search for pleasure, you create purpose. That's what consistency builds. A life so solid you never have to beg for respect again, it finds you. You want proof that consistency works? Look around. Every great thing in life came from someone refusing to stop. Steve Jobs, Kobe Bryant, Elon Musk, Serena Williams, David Goggins. These people didn't get lucky. They got consistent, hours behind the scenes. Reps, discipline, obsession. They became legends not because they were different, but because they stayed long after others left. And so can you. You don't need 1 million followers. You need 1 million repetitions. Be obsessed with your improvement. Be addicted to showing up. Be allergic to excuses. That's the path. That's the formula. That's your way forward. There's a secret benefit to consistency nobody talks about. It builds peace. Not the fake kind, the real kind. The kind where you look in the mirror and actually respect who you see. The kind where you go to bed proud, not guilty. That's the payoff. Peace doesn't come from comfort. It comes from conquering yourself. And every day you force yourself to act, especially when it's inconvenient. You're winning the battle against chaos. You're creating a life that feels good because it's earned. And that kind of peace, you can't buy it. You can't fake it. You can only build it, one consistent action at a time. Finally, let me speak to that version of you that wants to quit. Don't. Not today. Not after everything you've survived. Not after how far you've come. You've already suffered. You've already cried. You've already fought demons most people will never see. So don't stop now. That pain, turn it into consistency. That rage, fuel it into routine. That heartbreak, convert it into hunger. Life tried to break you, but you're still standing. You're still here. So prove to the world that nothing can shake you. Not setbacks, not silence, not failure. This is your era. And consistency is your crown. Wear it like a warrior. You're not tired. You're just undisciplined. There's a difference. When you're tired, rest helps. When you're undisciplined, rest hurts. Because it becomes a hiding place. And you know it, you feel it. You keep calling it burnout, but it's really self-betrayal. You're not pushing too hard. You're stopping too soon. You've trained your mind to seek exits when it gets difficult. And now the only way out is through the discipline you've been avoiding. Consistency doesn't drain you. It builds you. It's the inconsistency that's stealing your power, your momentum, your self-worth. Show up even when you're exhausted. Especially then. Stop breaking promises to yourself. Every time you say, I'll start tomorrow and don't, your subconscious hears it. It records it. And it starts believing that you don't believe in you. That's the root of self-doubt. Not what others said, what you didn't follow through on. You want real confidence? Keep your word. You want to feel powerful? Follow through on what you said you'd do even when the mood is gone. It's not about being perfect, it's about being persistent. Be the kind of person your past self can respect and your future self can rely on. Your soul is watching, don't let it down again. People will say you're obsessed, let them. Obsession isn't the enemy. Distraction. The world praises consistency when it wins championships, but mocks it when it's done in silence. Why? Because your discipline exposes their laziness. Your consistency makes them uncomfortable with their excuses. Good, let it. Let your daily grind offend the lazy. Let your silence shake the insecure, because one day the same people who laughed will quote your story. And the only reason? You never stopped. That's the real flex. Not your followers, not your fame, but the fact that you outlasted everyone who quit. Let's go deeper. Your nervous system responds to routine. When you're consistent, your body calms down. It knows what's coming. It trusts you. But when you're chaotic, sometimes grinding, sometimes ghosting, your body freaks out. Anxiety, overthinking, fatigue. That's not weakness. It's instability. You haven't given your brain the rhythm it needs. So force it. Build systems, time blocks, rituals. Treat your day like a military mission. When your brain knows what to expect, it stops fighting you and starts following you. You don't need more energy. You need more structure. Consistency gives you that. Here's what hurts the most. You know you're meant for more. You feel it. You've felt it for years. But potential without consistency becomes poison. It becomes pain. It turns into bitterness. Don't let that happen to you. Don't spend your life almost becoming something great. Don't carry the burden of what could have been just because you couldn't build a habit. This is bigger than motivation. It's about redemption, about reclaiming your destiny. And it only happens if you decide right now to never break the chain again. This isn't optional anymore. It's your calling. Answer it with consistency. You think no one's watching? Think again. Every action you repeat is being watched by your future. Every decision you make is carving your legacy. And right now, you're either building a story of discipline or excuses. Which will it? One day, someone will ask how you did it. Will you tell them the truth? That you stopped quitting? That you showed up when nobody clapped? That you did the reps when everyone else went to sleep? Because that's the truth. It's not glamorous. It's not sexy, but it's real, and real wins. Fake effort gets fake results. But real consistency, it creates a life worth remembering. Here's a hard fact. Life doesn't care how you feel. It rewards what you do. You can cry, complain, curse the sky, but the only thing that changes your situation is action. Ruthless, repeated action. And if you keep quitting when it gets hard, you'll never know how far you could have gone. You want change? Then become the change. Change your standards. Change your schedule. Change your discipline. Force yourself to rise. Yes, even when it hurts, especially when it hurts. Pain is part of the process. And guess what? Pain fades, but power stays. Earn it, build it. Be the reason you never need saving again. Let's bring it home. Consistency creates identity. Who are you really? Not who you say you are, who you prove yourself to be daily. You don't become a beast by talking tough. You become one by acting tough, over and over again. Wake up earlier, grind harder, focus deeper, speak less, execute more. That's how identities are sculpted, not in words, but in sweat. You already know the habits that will change your life. You already know what must be done. So stop thinking. Stop planning, stop hesitating, do the work, daily, relentlessly, without needing applause, without needing attention. That's real power. And don't forget, small steps done consistently create massive momentum. You don't need to move mountains today, just carry one stone. Then do it again tomorrow, and the day after that, and again, until one day you look back and the mountain is gone. That's the power of daily discipline. That's the gift of showing up. Don't underestimate your small efforts. Don't disrespect your slow progress. Speed is nothing without direction. You're headed in the right direction. Just don't stop walking. One foot in front of the other. That's all you need. Keep going. You're closer than you think. And when you finally break through, when the world sees the transformation, the results, the power, they'll call you lucky. Let them. They didn't see the grind. They didn't see the tears. They didn't see the days you wanted to quit but didn't. They'll call it talent. They'll call it fate. But you'll know it was consistency. You'll know it was those cold mornings, those late nights, those silent victories that built everything. That's the secret weapon. Consistency when no one's watching. That's what separates winners from wishers. Which one are you? Decide now. Then prove it every damn day. This is it. This is the turning point. No more halfway effort. No more maybe tomorrow. Today is the day you bury your old self. The weak version. The excuse maker. The one who started and stopped and started again. That version dies now. And in its place, a relentless force is born. One that shows up whether it feels like it or not. One that doesn't check motivation. It checks mission. One that doesn't ask, how do I feel? But instead asks, what needs to be done? You were never meant to live an average life. You were meant to lead, to dominate, to set a new standard. And that begins with daily consistency. No more negotiations. Remember this, habits are the architects of your future. Every decision you make, every repetition is another brick in the house you're building. So what are you constructing right now? A fortress of greatness or a shack of regret? You can't blame the blueprint if you refuse to follow it. You can't cry about the outcome if you didn't show up consistently for the process. That's not being harsh, it's being honest. You owe yourself that honesty. You owe your future that discipline. Because greatness doesn't knock. It waits behind the door of discipline and only opens for those who keep showing up. And let's not sugarcoat it. Consistency is going to cost you. It will cost you comfort. It will cost you sleep. It will cost you friendships that are rooted in laziness. But the trade, it's priceless. Because what you get in return is strength, focus, peace, and an identity built on fire. You stop fearing failure because you trust your patterns. You stop needing validation because your confidence is earned, not borrowed. That's the type of person the world respects. Not the one who talks, but the one who acts. Not the one who plans, but the one who does. Let your consistency speak louder than any words ever could. You've got a storm inside you. And that storm isn't your weakness, it's your power waiting to be directed. Rage, pain, anger, hunger, use them. Channel them into action. Don't numb them with distraction. Don't drown them in procrastination. Fuel your fire with them. Forge consistency out of your chaos. That's how warriors are born. Not in calm waters, but in violent storms. This life will not hand you peace. You have to fight for it. And your weapon is repetition. Your sword is routine. Your armor is action. Pick them up every day. No matter how you feel, no matter what the world throws your way, the reason you haven't reached your full potential yet isn't because it's far away. It's because you stop every time it gets uncomfortable. But guess what? That pain you feel, it's the gateway. That boredom, it's the entrance to transformation. That resistance, it's not a wall, it's a test. And the only way to pass is to push through again and again until your body, your mind, and your soul understand. We don't quit. We rise, we move, we act, even when no one claps, even when nothing's happening. Because consistency doesn't chase rewards, it creates them. It makes the impossible inevitable. Let's talk about something most people don't even realize. Every time you quit, you reset your momentum. You rewind your power. You go back to the starting line. You throw away the progress you can't see yet. And that's the danger. Most people give up just before the breakthrough. They throw it all away over one bad day. Don't do that. Don't kill a month of effort over a moment of weakness. One bad day doesn't cancel your mission. One failure doesn't erase your progress. Show up again, and again, and again, until the pain gives up, until the doubt disappears, until you become undeniable. And here's a final truth. The world does not owe you success. No one is coming to save you. No one will drag you out of bed. No one will force you to become who you were born to be. That's on you, and that's a good thing, because it means the power is in your hands. You control the outcome. You control the work. You control the consistency. And if you stay true to it, if you remain consistent even when it feels pointless, you'll rise above 99% of the world. Because most people lie to themselves. Not you, not anymore. You've tasted your power. Now it's time to unleash it fully. Consistency is freedom. Freedom from guilt, freedom from regret, freedom from the cycle of starting over. Think about that. What if you never had to restart again? What if this time you finally stayed locked in? Do you know how much momentum you'd build? How unstoppable you'd become? That's available to you right now. But only if you decide. Only if you stop entertaining your emotions and start honoring your execution. Emotions come and go. But legacy, that lasts forever. Let your actions become your legacy. Let your discipline echo louder than your voice ever could. You may never get applause for your consistency. You may never trend, but you will become unshakable. And that's the goal. Not praise, but power. Not approval, but mastery. Because when you master consistency, you master life. Your health changes. Your mindset sharpens. Your relationships deepen. Your vision clears. Your confidence explodes. Not overnight. Not in a week. But with every single day you refuse to quit. That's the price. And it's worth every drop of sweat, every early morning, every lonely grind. Because when it's all said and done, you'll know you earned everything you became. So now the choice is yours. Will you go back to inconsistency, back to self-doubt, back to starting over again and again? Or will you rise? Will you draw the line right here and say, I am not that person anymore. I am the one who finishes. I am the one who shows up. I am the one who never stops. That's who you were meant to be. That's who you are. It's already inside you. So force yourself, daily, ruthlessly, relentlessly, to act in alignment with that power. Don't wait, don't hope, don't wish. Just do consistently. And watch the world change because you finally did.